A bill allowing terminally ill patients to legally take their own lives now goes to California Governor Jerry Brown. That bill passed the state Senate 23-15 Friday after an emotional debate on the last day of a special legislative session. The bill requires patients to be able to take the life-ending medication themselves. 2 doctors have to approve. The patient must submit several written requests, and there must be 2 witnesses. Opponents say the measure could actually encourage suicide. Kheriaty is joining us by Skype from Orange, California. He's the Director of Medical Ethics Program for the University of California Irvine School of Medicine. So there seemed to be a lot of opposition to this bill in California. How did it get through so quickly? It seemed like it went under the radar.
It did fly under the radar. The bill actually died in the regular legislative session. It encountered bipartisan opposition in the Assembly Health Committee. And then the governor called a special session to deal, ironically, with health care financing, specifically how we're going to finance Medicaid in California. And proponents of the bill used that as an opportunity to reintroduce it now rather than as a Senate bill, as an Assembly bill. It got a lot less attention because it was occurring in this unusual context. They were able to stack the committees with proponents of the law so that it sailed through committee rather quickly without the usual sort of policy debate and scrutiny that a bill like this would ordinarily require.
And I understand the governor didn't want this taken up during the special session. Has Brown given any indication whether he will sign this or veto it?
Well, Governor Brown very rarely speaks on any legislation before it comes to his desk, while it's still in the process of being debated in the legislature. But he did take an unusual step in this case. He made one public statement saying that he didn't think that this special legislative session that was supposed to be for the purpose of dealing with healthcare financing in California was the right setting in which to do something like this, that this was not the right way to give it due deliberation and public debate. That's the only thing that he's said about this bill, so everything else in terms of whether he will sign or whether he'll veto is really a matter of speculation.
Aaron, aside from the obvious moral implications, what are the problems with this bill?
Well, the problems with the bill are many, and I'll mention just a few. There are totally inadequate safeguards to protect vulnerable populations in this bill. As soon as this so-called option is introduced, it immediately becomes the cheapest and most expedient way of dealing with complicated and often expensive situations at the end of life. I think this is why the bill encountered bipartisan opposition in the regular legislative session, not only from Republicans, but also from Democrats representing poorer districts, representing districts with primarily Latino constituents.
All right, Kheriaty joining us by Skype from Orange, California. Thank you, Aaron.